Welcome to the Penny Bloom Podcast. Ain't another place that has got more bombast. Romp past your mom, dad's listening to Tomcats. Talking everything that make you sad. We don't want that. We're here to make you smile. Put your mind at ease. Peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves. This what we about. Get some weed in now. We'll talk until we can't no more, and then we peacing out. Alright, let's go. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome in to the Penny Bloom Podcast. This is a special episode. Ain't never done it before, except for patreon.com/CoroBloom. It's just me and Joseph George up in here today. How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing, Golden? I'm doing mighty fine. I'm doing swell. My internet is a fucking disaster at the moment. Holy shit. There you are. Hi. You're back.
Hi.
Hello again.
Hello there. But this is a special episode because what we did on patreon.com/CoroBloom is we took 3 hours. We laid out a whole mess of Star Wars characters. We put them in tier lists. We had an S, A, B, C, D, F. And we took the top 64 characters there. We seeded them and threw them on a bracket. So what I'm here to tell you is week by week you will be hearing me and Joe go through a Star Wars character bracket. 64 characters. The first round being today. We're also going to sprinkle in a little Marvel one. For you. It's going to be a good fucking time.
It's going to be great. Honestly.
Oh, it's going to be astounding.
I didn't expect it to take 3 hours. I didn't expect it to take 3 hours for the pre-bracket. But, honestly, not that surprised. You know, if we really wanted to think this out, which we did. We really thought it out.
And we weren't afraid to stray a little bit. We got to talking about the movies and we got to talking about the shows and stuff. We got into Rogue One heavy. Like we talked about Rogue One for a minute in there.
That's
the
true.
Sequels came up for a while. We just threw nothing but love at the original trilogy. I mean,
very true.
Trilogy. We love Star Wars. So we were given love where it's due. So, go to patreon.com/CoroBloom and you're gonna find our plans for this Star Wars bracket.
Want to run a marathon? You can listen to that while you do it. 3 hours.
3 hours. Are you driving from Kansas City to St. Louis?
True.
Listen to the podcast.
There you go. 3 hour workout. Don't know what you are or why you're working out for that long, but or 3 workouts. There you go.
So we have 4 sets of 16 seeds. That is 4 1 seeds, 4 2 seeds, 4 3 seeds, and so on. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to read each of these seedings for all of you so that you are familiar with what's going on, and then we'll jump into the bracket. How's that?
Let's do it.
So as we all know, the way brackets work, high seeds face the low seeds. So, ones will face 16s. It's typically how it works. And 2s, 15s, 3s, 14s, so on. So let's start with these ones. We've got Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Leia Organa, and Anakin Skywalker. Now, we made the distinction that Vader and Anakin are 2 separate characters. If you want to hear the reason why, check out patreon.com/CoroBloom. Number 2 seeds. We've got Han Solo, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Yoda, and Emperor Palpatine. 3 seeds, Lando Calrissian, R2-D2, C-3PO, and Chewbacca,
4 seeds, Ahsoka, Boba Fett, Count Dooku, and Maul. 5 seeds, Rey Skywalker, Kylo Ren, Mace Windu, Padme Amidala. 6 seeds, Din Djarin, Captain Rex, Grogu, and Jabba the Hutt. 7 seeds, Cal Kestis, Qui-Gon, Finn, Tarkin. 8, Grievous, Jango Fett, Asajj Ventress, and Bo-Katan. Joe, you mind heading to the chat and reading me 9 through 16?
Let me do that for you real quick. Let me hit you off with the 9s. We got Jin, Cassian, Moff Gideon, Savage Opress. For the 10s, we got, is that Grief Karga? I would assume. Grief Karga. Hera. Hera
Syndulla, yep.
Hera. K2SO in Krennic. 11s, we got Poe Dameron. Second Sister. Ooh. And that's, man, those clone, I like these characters.
I do too.
Hunter and Omega. Hunter and Omega making it in the 11th spot. The 12s, we got IG-11. Chirrut, the Armorer in Kanan. 13, we have Ezra, Quill, Thrawn, and Echo. Echo is the second of the Bad Batch to make it, which is interesting.
I like that.
Hunter than Echo. I think that's deserving. 14, another Bad Batch member, Crosshair, Saw Gerrera, Enfys Nest, and Hondo. I always pronounce this wrong.
Oh, Hondo Ohnaka, yeah.
I don't know. I just can never say it. It's just a word in my repertoire, or not in my repertoire.
And then here on 15s, I made an impromptu change before the show. We have Baze from Rogue One, Sabine Wren, Garazeb Aurelios, and Fennec Shand. Fennec Shand will be a 15. That's the insertion. We replaced Chopper. And no hate to Chopper. I love Chopper to death, actually. Favorite droid.
Fennec Shand is just pretty cool, though.
And we like talked about her so much in the 3-hour special, and then completely forgot to seed her. So I just threw her in where I felt someone was replaceable, and I felt like nobody would be offended by the fact that Chopper didn't make the cut, you know.
Rip Chopper.
But no, nothing but love. And then
we'll send you a participation trophy.
Yeah, of course. Now, Joe, what are those 16?
16, we're starting off with honestly an S tier character, Jar Jar Binks.
Hell yeah.
Probably one of the most influential characters in all of Star Wars, along with another pretty influential character, Wicket the Ewok. He's the Ewok that you think of whenever you think of an Ewok. Just picture the first Ewok. Yep, that's him. There you go. We have Maz Kanata, the old grandma, it seems, like SpongeBob's mom for some reason. Reminds me of the cookie. SpongeBob's mom's a cookie, which is weird. A lot of talk about
Maz Kanata.
In that Maz Kanata. Yeah, really cool character. And Duchess Satine herself, the lover, dare I say, of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Illegal against the code.
I do indeed dare you to say.
I'm sorry, dare I say, but there's everybody. There's the 64 Star Wars characters.
64 characters. So I'm ahead to this bracket now.
See, the first matchup, man, it's really a downer.
Yeah, coming off of that 3-hour special where we dive into how cool Maz Kanata is. And let's break that down again just a little bit. Let's touch on it. This first matchup, we got Darth Vader versus Maz Kanata. Now, obviously,
there's an obvious winner.
There's an obvious winner here, and that's usually the case with the 1s versus the 16. You can expect that. But I do want to give Maz Kanata her love because
while we're here, let's give her some love while she's here, because this is the end.
I mean, voiced by Lupita Nyong'o, and just brought to life in a really cool Star Warsy way. The little orange body with the big eyes through the goggles and stuff. I love that. I love that character design. But the fact that she's ran that watering hole for over 1,000 years.
Back before they knew how to build buildings well. Think about that. They didn't really know how to build anything. And she was still leading that place.
I don't know.
During that time.
I don't know. She seems well equipped. And the fact, and we touched on this big time in that 3-hour special on patreon.com/CoRoBloom, but the fact that she has Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, how'd that happen? Where'd that come from? We elaborate on that. She's just got a lot of mystery surrounding her. And it made her appealing enough to break this bracket, but sadly, you're not taking Vader. You're not taking Vader. Maz.
Even in the 1v1, if we can make an argument. I mean, Maz, she seems kind of scrappy and, resourceful, but
we should, if you want to know who we let in or who we left out in favor of Maz Kanata, I mean, we talked it out. We went back and forth. We decided if it was a 1v1, who we thought would win. And I'd be willing to bet you're shocked by who she went up against. It's a character obviously not named. A sequel trilogy character. Figure it out. But next.
It's just Vader's moving on.
Vader's moving on.
Pretty swift victory.
Yeah, Vader beats Maz Kanata. Next matchup, a fun one. One that's going to, I think, provide a little more discussion here.
Mm-hmm.
Asajj Ventress versus Jyn Erso.
So Jyn, I don't know a whole lot about.
Well, Jin's the Rogue One character. She's the main chick in Rogue One. She had her father was Galen Erso, who built the flaw with the Death Star.
But that's what I'm saying. Asajj Ventress, though, I know a whole lot about, but at the same time, it's like a mystery too. Well, that's what makes her cool.
Asajj Ventress is a very cool character. Being the apprentice of Count Dooku automatically makes you a little fucking cool. That's
like yes, Jyn has her own movie and all, and it's pretty killer to be the main character, but Asajj just has this, I don't know what it is.
It's a presence on screen that you want to see.
The voice too.
Ooh, it's clean.
It's the voice, clean. The seduction almost. It's very seductive.
It's a little sexy.
A little
sexy. And
turns me on a little bit sometimes.
It's confusing.
Maybe that's why I'm putting her above Jyn. In my opinion, I do think Asajj comes out on top. Jyn did and in her character, very important, very good role, very good character, very good performance. But it's not Asajj Ventress.
I see where you're coming from. But when I look back on the resilience of Jyn Erso throughout the film Rogue One, what she grew up in, having watched her mother die, her father become indentured servant of the Empire, essentially, Saw Gerrera, kind of raising her, but really just, hiding her, essentially. It's really satisfying to see her win that victory for the rebellion. You know what I'm saying?
It was a pretty massive victory at that too.
Oh, it's
I have
huge.
to say.
I mean, it's what causes A New Hope. It's what gets 1977 going. You feel me? But I don't know. For me, Jyn Erso comes out on top.
Can Jyn do a triple backflip?
I'm not concerned with the athleticism of Jyn Erso.
I'm just saying, Asajj could probably do a quintuple backflip just standing if she wanted to. Now.
I'm not taking away from the badassery of Asajj Ventress. Asajj Ventress is that woman, okay? She is here to fuck shit
up. At
the
end of the day, if we really can't agree, it comes down to the 1v1, and the fact that Asajj can do a quintuple backflip does matter.
It does matter in the end. That's another criteria that's important for people to understand.
I do want the audience to know that I do have the capacity to hear out someone as to why Jyn is better than Asajj. And I want you to name me reasons why she is specifically better than Asajj Ventress.
All right. Give me a second.
Because if you can't do that, then she's not. I can name legitimate reasons why I think Asajj is better than Jyn.
The emotional resonance of the story of Jyn Erso for me.
That is a big one. I'd say that's number one for sure.
That is the number one thing for me, is the fact that Jyn Erso's character on the whole and her story resonated with me in a way that actually moved me to tears. You know, like on multiple times during that movie when she watches that hologram of her father, when at the very end when she spoilers, if you're here you probably know how Rogue One ends. When she dies on the beach with Cassian, and everything in between, it's just a pure story of resilience. This resilience of spirit and this belief that there is better and there could be better. She's not afraid to act on it, and I fucks with a revolutionary. We've established that. That's for sure.
That's true.
Tell me about Asajj.
For one, the character plays the character. Like, she is playing the role so well.
Yeah.
Like, the execution is so good. The Sith skill helps, you know, being a Sith and all.
See, being a Sith apprentice is a plus sign for you. That, like, in terms of your compellingness as a character.
Like, if she just had staffs, she'd still be cool, but like not as cool.
You need the lightsabers.
And even her without the lightsabers, though, we had a little bit of Asajj Ventress without lightsabers, and she was still a great character.
Oh, absolutely. It's she's compelling in her own right. You know, we had the true emotional resonance of Jyn Erso's story versus this almost just a sheer interest in what Asajj Ventress might be doing. You know, like I'm cool to watch Asajj Ventress do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, any storyline you want to throw my way with Asajj Ventress, I'm here for it. And, you know, I will honestly say, I probably couldn't say the same for Jyn Erso. You know what I'm saying? I could see Asajj Ventress getting into a lot more shit in the Star Wars universe. So that's a big plus for her. I'll say it for sure. Yeah. It's just, I like Asajj Ventress too. So
who do we want to move on?
Well, here's the thing. I haven't been moved. You haven't been moved. I think it has to be Asajj Ventress just because of our criteria. If it comes
and
down
she is a higher seed too.
And she is the higher seed. Maybe that's what it should default to, is higher seed. If we're
not
like
1v1.
Yeah, higher seed. So since Asajj Ventress is the higher seed, we'll have her move on. But like, I like both these characters. They're phenomenal. I hate to see Jyn Erso go so fucking early.
Yeah,
you know, it happens. I didn't want to see Maz get kicked out early either, and
that's true. Kind of starting off pretty brutal.
They're all going to be brutal, bro. You don't want to see any of these
That's
characters
true.
go.
Oh, not the next one.
Not the next one, bro. But it is to propel your guy.
It's a clear winner.
We've got Count Dooku versus Kuiil from The Mandalorian, and we love Kuiil. We love Kuiil.
Let's talk about Kuiil. You know, let's let Kuiil have his time.
Another story of resilience. You know, once indentured servant of the Empire,
3 lifetimes,
turned man
as
of
well.
Peace.
300 years of working for the Empire, dude.
That can't be possible. The Empire didn't exist that long.
I mean, he said it. He said it with his own hands. 3 of your lifetimes he spent working.
Interesting.
He's just
I wonder what he was up to
before
before the Empire.
Hello. I think you're back.
Yeah.
Am I back?
Shit. Wow. That was...
Whoa.
Yeah.
The last thing I heard you say was that can't be possible.
Well, yeah, because the Empire didn't exist for 300 years. But that's the.
But he said that though.
Yeah, he does say he was an indentured servant for three human life.
Yeah.
So
Not necessarily working for the Empire all of those 300 years.
I am interested in what is the Ugnaught story prior to the Empire. You know what I'm saying?
Just work.
I guess.
Slavery.
I suppose, but I mean, shit. He put that handiwork into so many things in The Mandalorian.
Maybe he was the house slave. I feel like he was I don't know.
We can speculate all we want, but
true.
He was in indentured servitude, and that's what we know.
Great dude, supplied another sacrifice through his work.
Not just another sacrifice through his work. He died trying to save Grogu.
Mm-hmm.
He died trying to save Grogu. Unfortunately, the blurgs aren't fast enough. I mean, his love for blurgs, though, huge reason why I like this character.
Yeah. And the iconic saying, "I have spoken," is, I mean, it's just iconic. It's a meme. It's everything. They knew this would instantly catch on, this character. Like,
I actually just got the 3 3/4 inch vintage collection Queel retro figure. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. This thing is dope. I love me some Queel, man, but you ain't gonna come out on top over Count Dooku.
Yeah, let's talk about Count Dooku now. We gotta give this man the spotlight when he deserves it. The duelist, honestly, I'm taking him number 1 as a duelist in the entire galaxy.
I'm with you.
He's number 1.
He's if not 1, he's up there.
He's just so smooth with it. The arm behind the back, even some, just the
bro, just to fuck.
I'm playing with you,
just to fuck with him.
I'm playing with you. I'm Count Dooku.
Count Dooku does what the fuck he would like.
Your lightsaber's straight.
Couldn't be me, bro.
Yeah, right.
Couldn't
okay.
Be me.
You don't get that tactical advantage of the in that pose when he hits him with the
out to the side.
Oh,
ooh.
Let me tell you,
Count Dooku's that shit, and we addressed this on the 3-hour episode too, but we'll obviously have our biases.
I love me some Count Dooku. If I could ever have a replica of any lightsaber, it would be Count Dooku's. He does have my favorite lightsaber in the entire universe.
That's a credit to his character, and his wardrobe.
Ooh.
Like that fucking chain that holds up.
He's dripping. He is kind of dripping.
He's kind of drippy. I mean,
him v Yoda. Oh, that was a good fight. Sauced up Anakin and Obi-Wan like nothing. Too. Sauced him up. I mean, later on didn't. When Anakin got a little stronger. But
Anakin was
Obi-Wan would get demolished versus Count Dooku.
He certainly would. Dooku is just he's just different.
A masterclass.
His own story of being a fallen Jedi. What was it that he was Qui-Gon's master?
I think Yoda's.
I think Yoda was Count Dooku's master.
Dooku. I thought you were asking who was Count Dooku's master.
Oh, no. Yeah.
But Qui-Gon was...
Dooku was Qui-Gon's. Qui-Gon's was Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's was Anakin. Anakin was Ahsoka. That's a fucking gas.
That's a line.
That's a line right there. That's a lineage.
Dope-ass line. Dang. And who's Yoda's?
Who the fuck knows? He's been alive so long.
Who?
It would be like an ancient Jedi.
Yeah. Is that even known?
I doubt it's known. Like, I'm sure there's like stuff out there.
Yoda's master. Nick. That looks like an ancient name to me.
Type it in the chat. I'll try.
Let me see. I saw it on Google, but I can't find it on the actual article now. Is it this? Okay, I'm gonna say this. Colton, you do your best.
I will try. Kung Fu.
Is it Kung Fu?
Yeah, K''UNGFU.
That's not what I saw.
Kung Fu.
That's not what I saw. What I saw was like, no. Okay, that's not. Apparently, it is Nakata del Gormo. Nakata del Gormo, a male Hislarian Jedi Master, according to an in-universe legend. The character was created by Chuck Hamilton in the Star Wars Galaxy magazine.
Huh. Interesting.
Wow. There we go. And he looks like a snake, but human with 4 arms, 4 eyes, with a snake-bodied human body.
Well, there you go, people. You learn something new every day. There's Yoda's master. But yeah, Dooku does come out on top against Kuiil. It's just the bottom line. Yeah. Next up, we got a pretty fun matchup between some Jedi. We've got Rey Skywalker and Kanan Jarrus. Now,
Rey Palpatine.
Rey Palpatine, sure.
Rey Palpatine.
Yeah, I mean, she does say outwardly Rey Skywalker, but
like, no. Because then she kissed her brother?
Don't read too much into it.
But like, why? I never really understood that part.
It's
because
I
Luke
think,
trained her. Like Anakin was never like,
yeah.
I'm Anakin Kenobi.
No,
Yes.
I get you. But I think it was supposed to be more about the found family aspect of Star Wars. You know, she never had parents. She does. Well, that's part of it. She never. I think it's just because, you know, she doesn't have a last name. She doesn't have a family that she wants to claim. She has Leia and Luke. It's like, why not at that point? But here's the thing is that, like, I also understand the sanctity of the name Skywalker to some fans, you know? So it's like, for her to just randomly claim a name that isn't actually hers.
Like, I'm not an elitist at all, you know? Like, I'm not like, I don't want to do that and be like the Skywalker name is elite and it's like an elite club, but it is just because of how cool Luke and Anakin and all of them are.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, but Rey just doesn't cut it.
She just doesn't do enough for you.
It doesn't. She's not a Skywalker to me. It makes more sense for her to be a Palpatine. Like, it just seems like, I don't know. I don't.
You feel like it's unearned.
Yes, and I don't think it's Rey's fault. You know, I think it's just poor storytelling. I mean, like, Luke was very weak before he was trained. Like. Mm-hmm. Luke was very weak, couldn't do a lot, and like, you know, he could barely hold a lightsaber correctly, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and then Rey comes along, and even though she has Palpatine blood in her, and probably a lot of intuition, like it shouldn't mean that she could stand up to Kylo Ren, or, you know, everything in her path. There was nothing that was no challenge. Like, she really had no challenge, which I didn't like. And that's what made us love Luke so much, is that he went through a lot of challenges, you know, on a planet that he thinks is deserted with a crazy old green little midget, you know, with his ship sunken in the water, trying, you know, he has to find the strength to lift it out on his own, you know, and train with Yoda, and like, you see all these challenges and how they overcome them, and it's just like, it makes you appreciate like they're like, even though they're given a lot of power just in their name, it makes you appreciate it more whenever they have to figure it out and go through hardship and stuff like that.
I can see that for sure. I just think that dismissing Rey's conflicts, like growing up without a family, growing up in indentured servitude, growing up thinking your dead family, who you actually have blocked out the memory of watching get killed, it's pretty shitty.
I mean, yes, I'm not taking away from her hardship in life. I'm saying she had no hardship as a Jedi or becoming a Jedi.
Oh, gotcha. You feel like the path there was nice and easy.
Yes. Like, just because she swung a staff her whole life meant that she could swing a lightsaber. I think that's what they're trying to give the impression of, is that it's kind of similar, but it's not at all. Like, a staff, you use like two hands and you're apart and it's always like away from you and you're, but a lightsaber, like, you can't even, if you touch that part, like, bye your hand, like, that's a whole different weapon. Like, that's a whole different breed,
I'm with you.
She didn't start training until the last movie in the trilogy, and her training was running through the jungle in her own obstacle course. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why she trains with rocks and fights rocks so much, but I don't know. The training that...
So what's Luke's training? You get the same amount of training from Luke in Empire Strikes Back.
But, like...
I don't know. Luke running through a jungle with Yoda on his back.
But Luke never did anything that was like, whoa, that is way above his skill cap right now.
Okay.
Luke never did anything like that. Like, Rey was constantly like
Rey fought off Kylo at the end of Force Awakens.
Like, it was nothing.
Any training.
Yeah, like, she did stuff that she shouldn't have been able to do with the current, with how we've seen Jedi progress.
I get you.
Like, I understand wanting to make a strong female role. You obviously want them to be strong.
Here's my question. Do you think Kylo Ren is stronger than he actually is? Like, you personally.
My
impression of Kylo Ren is he's a weak Sith. That he is not good at what he does.
He's a weak Sith, but even a weak Sith is still miles above someone who's picking up a lightsaber for the first time. Like,
yeah, fair.
Miles above. Like, Kylo Ren understands the Force at a very rudimentary level. He understands it, knows how to use it, can choke people with it. Like, you have to be pretty powerful to do those things.
Yeah.
Like, no one is.
He is also fighting a wound during that fight. He got shot in the stomach with Chewbacca's blaster, which throughout the entire movie they made a point to make sure you knew was a powerful weapon.
True.
So
yeah,
I think
I guess
we like to.
I don't know, though.
I think in general it's easy.
I don't know.
It's easy to look past those sorts of things because they don't make a big deal of them.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, Rey's going to move on, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Kanan. You haven't seen Rebels, but Kanan is Kanan's a really like a Jedi's Jedi. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people who watch Rebels think Kanan Jarrus is like ultimately like what it means to be a Jedi. You know what I'm saying? He dedicated his life to the studies and stuff like that, and he's got a very moving story. But again, he's not the main character of the sequel trilogy. It's just not going to work his way. All right, so next up, we got Baze of Rogue One versus Yoda. And this is an obvious one, folks. Yoda is going to win because, I mean, we all know Yoda.
He's a cute little green little dude.
He's actually got my favorite quote in all of Star Wars.
Do or do not, there is no try?
No. Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter.
Ooh.
Yeah,
wow.
I like that.
He's a very smart man, very wise man.
He's only lost it a little bit.
That's true. He's a little crazy sometimes. That's okay though. Understandable.
He's a little bit nutty.
You know,
understandably so.
We got our grandparents. You know, they can get a little crazy sometimes. Think of Yoda. He's 900. I mean, that guy's seen some shit, man.
He certainly has. I mean, think about just being a 900-year-old in exile for the last 30 years after experiencing an immense trauma, one the likes of which you haven't seen in any of those other 900 years. So it's like that's some fucked up stuff right there. And
he only has 3 fingers too.
How you holding that lightsaber, cuz? It's like a toothpick. It's like a fucking massive cigar.
He's cold with it. You know, he acts all slow and can barely walk, but then he whoop, triple backflip. Oh, Jimmy
pulls out the 9.
Yoda go crazy.
So yes, and also we love. I love Baze in Rogue One. I love him with Chirrut. It's one of my favorite parts of that film. The end of that movie when after Chirrut has passed, and he walks through the battlefield, and he's saying the mantra, "I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me," and those bolts are missing him as he gets what he needs to do done. You know, he does it, and that's what the movie's all about. It's completing that mission. It's completing that mission and stopping at nothing to make sure the mission is complete. And Baze was a soldier. But, you know,
Rip.
Yoda beats that ass.
Rip.
Next match, we've got Cal Kestis of Jedi Fallen Order versus K2SO of also Rogue One. This one's tough for me, Joe.
This one is interesting because one of them has a sacrifice play involved, and sacrifice plays, they give you some extra points, you know.
They propel you upward immensely.
But it's Cal.
Cal Kestis in Jedi Fallen Order is that guy. It's an excellent character.
Let's be honest with ourselves. They're not coming out of the bracket. Like, they're not going to win their next matchups, really.
Yeah, whoever wins this race is Yoda.
So, it's not, you know. But
we still got to give it the thought. This is
important talk.
We still got to give it the thought.
This is important talk.
Absolutely. Cal Kestis, his story in Jedi Fallen Order, obvious, and that's the thing, is while K2SO has the sacrifice play, Cal Kestis has the Order 66 Survivor card. You know what I'm saying? That's
pretty rare. That's a rare club.
No, that's a big one.
That's a very rare club.
That's a really cool. Yeah, not a lot going in that one. You got so far we've got Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, Yoda, Cal Kestis, Kanan Jarrus, and that's about it. You know, that's not much more than that.
Jeez. Yeah, that's a limited club. And there's still a guy named Vader that's making it his sole mission to find every Jedi and kill them. So
having to face off with all those prisoners and stuff. So, you know, I mean, K2SO, wonderful droid. One of my, if not my favorite, I mean, besides R2 and 3PO.
Of course.
It's him or Chopper up there for me. Like, K2SO is that guy.
K2SO was funny.
Whenever he smacks Cassian in the fucking face, it's like, shut your mouth.
Dude, this guy was funny.
And the voice actor, Alan Tudyk, he's a talented dude. He's also the voice of Joker and DC's Harley Quinn. And he's in Doom Patrol and all this other DC shit. Like, he's a good voice actor. He's a talented guy. But Cal Kestis, I think he pulls it out over K2SO.
Yes, he does. And this next one, did you already just have Lando winning?
I accidentally clicked that.
Yeah, I mean,
he's gonna win, but Lando Calrissian versus Enfys Nest. And here's the thing for me. I love Enfys Nest. But a big reason I love Enfys Nest is the actress Erin Kellyman. I don't think Enfys Nest has nearly enough screen time under her belt to be a better character than Lando Calrissian. I think she could.
And the two actors that have played Lando are both.
To the left.
Sorry, go ahead.
Just God tier.
I cut in there. Oh no, please.
No,
Please.
I'm cutting out like crazy.
You're here. Are you? Are you here?
I am here. Can
here.
You hear me?
Here.
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 Here. Here. Yes, we are here. Sorry, everybody. The Wi-Fi is fucking bad. So, next up, Lando Calrissian, Enfys Nest. Enfys Nest, great character, but really, I love Erin Kellyman. But here's the thing. Lando Calrissian, like you said, Billy D. Williams, and Donald Glover. I mean, fuck. It's just...
I'm sorry, you're not beating that one.
And then Lando's just got, Empire, Return of the Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, Solo, got his own series coming up. Like, it's
clear.
Oh, and he's just the smoothest motherfucker in the galaxy.
He is cold with it.
He is. He's just smooth with it. Well, what have we here?
I mean, even making deals with Vader, though.
Pirate!
He even made a deal with Vader, though. His own friend.
You had to, though.
I know.
And here's the thing, is that Lando, the last time, before that Han and Lando had interacted, it was when Han took the Falcon at the end of Solo.
Wow.
So like, they're homies, but it's not like they're like that down, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he did take his ship the last time he saw him. So he's like, you know what, I could sell this guy out a little bit. It'll be all right. Obviously he regretted it. He was a good dude. He made it up to them tenfold by actually being the one who blows up Death Star 2, piloting the Millennium Falcon. An Enfys Nest, dope character, another revolutionary type. I love it, but you're not going to beat Lando. Lando's just that dude.
He is that dude. This next one is interesting.
This next one's fun. I like it. Jabba the Hutt versus Poe Dameron.
I don't know what the answer is right away.
Off top, I couldn't tell you.
I'm leaning... I don't know. The only reason Jabba's really there is because he's just so iconic.
He's just got that iconicism on him, man.
Like, he's a real piece of shit. Like, he's a real piece of shit.
He's a giant piece of shit.
He doesn't really have any character development.
No, that's the thing. Poe is genuinely a better character than Jabba the Hutt is. So I think we have our first upset.
I think we do. Yeah.
We have our first upset in terms of...
and I think Poe Dameron wins the 1v1 as well, if it comes down to it.
I think if it comes down to it, Poe Dameron dispatches Jabba the Hutt pretty easily.
Leia did it. Wall chained up. Double cheeked up, too.
Leia's a badass. Leia's just a badass.
Double cheeked up.
But Poe Dameron, one of the best pilots in the fucking galaxy. One of the best pilots ever, according to the Star Wars universe.
It's true.
He's got a cool backstory. His parents having raised him in the Resistance, practically. Leia being something of a mother figure for him. He's an all around compelling character, and I'd like to get more on his background from Kijimi with Zori Bliss and stuff, where he used to run Spice. Shit like that. A little more Han Solo vibes.
Yeah.
A little more Han Solo vibes on him.
Yeah, that was interesting to see. They ended up being a drug dealer. It's pretty dope. Maybe it is legitimate spice. Maybe it just is spice, Yeah, but I don't think they were talking about it in the way that they would.
No, they were talking about drugs. Oh.
Speaking of, Miss Leia Organa.
Well, I want to give everybody a rundown here of the first sect of the bracket.
Okay, fair.
So that was the first 8 matchups here.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got 24 left unspoken of. We had Vader versus Maz. Vader came out on top. Asajj Ventress versus Jyn Erso. Asajj came out on top. So next round we will see Vader versus Asajj. We got Count Dooku over Kuiil and Rey over Kanan, which means next round we'll see Count Dooku versus Rey. We got Yoda beating Baze and Cal Kestis beating K2SO. So Yoda versus Cal Kestis. We've got Lando Calrissian versus Enfys Nest. Lando Calrissian took the dub, so he'll be facing Poe Dameron after Poe Dameron defeated Jabba the Hutt. That's a fun set of matchups right there. I'm excited for next week.
Oh, yeah.
Hells yeah. But like you said, going on to the next part of the bracket, we also got Leia Organa versus Jar Jar Binks. Poor Jar Jar. You're just not gonna beat the princess.
I don't know why you're saying that, because I'm taking this to the 1v1. And I'm thinking Jar Jar no, I'm kidding. Yeah, obviously Leia is going on.
Yeah,
however, how much I would love for Jar Jar to win this whole thing and just be the underdog of the century.
I think he caught too much shit.
He could stumble his way and fuck around, get a national championship. Let's just say that.
Let's just say that. And even the actor Ahmad Best, that dude is a good ass dude. He didn't deserve the hate he got for playing Jar Jar Binks. Not one bit. I felt so bad for the
At
man.
least he made it look fun.
I miss the Jar Jar Binks.
At least, man. At least he looked like he was having fun while he was doing it, you know?
Looked like he was having fun. And now, whether good or bad, he is now one of the most iconic Star Wars characters of all time. And Jar Jar Binks. So there's always pride in that.
Maybe the most powerful as well.
We don't know. He could be the Sith Lord. He could be Plagueis for all we know.
Palpatine could be the pawn.
Exactly.
You know? And Plagueis is like a bishop. Or like a knight, you know? Not really. Yeah. Like nothing.
Jar Jar is straight up playing chess.
Yeah. He's so far ahead of the curve. I don't know. We don't have to get into it here. I guess it's good to commemorate Jar Jar though, because he is going out first round. That's for sure. And
if there's anyone to get beat by on this list, Leia's a good one to go out for. You know,
just would have loved to see her as a Jedi, man. Her and Luke go across the galaxy.
You know what I need? The Adventures of Luke Skywalker animated series, post Return of the Jedi, pre Force Awakens, just him doing shit with Leia, with Han, with Lando. I want to see all that, and I know Leia would be a part of that as the dude. That'd be perfect. Why is that not happening? I would love it.
Now, her little Superman move that she pulled was a little iffy for me.
No, I remember being in the theater going, "What?" I'm like,
it kind of took me out of the movie. At that point, I was invested enough to be I'm in this movie now. But that took me out, and I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck's going on, dude? Is this Star Wars? Wait a minute. What am I watching right now?
Flew right back in.
I was like, oh my God, they just killed her like that? Are you kidding me?
I was too, and then I was like...
And then I'm like, wait a minute. Oh.
Wait, they just brought her back?
And I'm like, you just keep her dead at that point. You already shocked me enough. You shocked me even more whenever you brought her back.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. It was an interesting decision they made to go with. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well,
Kylo. Oh, but that moment though, that was intense. Kylo
sensing Kylo sensing her sensing Kylo, knowing this is something's about to happen. They're about to get blown the fuck out. And ultimately, Kylo's not the one to pull the trigger. He can't do it. It's his wingmen.
And the sad thing is that Kylo thought that she died. Kylo went on believing that she's dead. And then whenever Leia, with her last strength, used, to talk to Kylo and communicate, to do that, Kylo thought she was dead until that point. And then Kylo...
I never considered...
And then Kylo knew that she was dead whenever she communicated with him.
I never... Oh my God.
Think about that, because what else would make Kylo switch like that? It would have been, I was alive this whole time. I am dying. I am dead. This is my last thing I'm doing. And it's for you, my son.
Well, yeah, that's definitely what she said. I just hadn't considered the fact that Kylo would have thought she died earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't see her in The Last Jedi.
You would think he would still sense her, but I think...
Isn't she cut off from the Force?
I guess so.
I thought she
cut. Yeah, you're right.
But she uses the Force to fly back into the...
I guess whenever she needed it, she used it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll have to watch that and see again. But yeah, Leia moves on. Defeats Jar Jar Binks.
This next matchup is good.
It's a fun one. General Grievous versus Moff Gideon.
Ooh.
And we've gotten about the same amount of both of them. I know Grievous was a little bit more prevalent in the Clone Wars, so it's but Moff Gideon, he is the Mandalorian villain, the one they kicked it off with. And
General Kenobi, though, that's part of this equation. Hello there, General Kenobi. And the reverse. The reverse, when Grievous says hello there.
Hello there.
And Obi-Wan says General Grievous, in the Clone Wars.
General Grievous, yeah.
I mean, General Grievous's 4 lightsaber spin attack is possibly the scariest thing ever to be thought of. Ever. Yeah. It might be the scariest thing a human could ever conceive.
And far away, the loudest part of that movie.
Oh my God.
Every time it plays and it makes that sing, sing, sing. you're just like, oh God, oh fuck.
Oh man, just kill me already, man. At that point, just kill me. It's man, but Moff Gideon's speeches, you have something I want. His mannerisms, everything about him is just so... I don't know.
Something I want. Yeah, he just killed.
I have to think Grievous...
Giancarlo Esposito, if there's anything...
I can't decide here, honestly.
I gotta agree that it's Grievous. You said Grievous, right?
I don't know. I'm going back and forth.
The thing that sells me on Moff Gideon is Giancarlo Esposito. It's the gravitas and the way he fills that role. You know what I'm saying? The thing about Grievous, and we talked about this on the 3-hour thing, is we're the prequel babies. We have that inclination to always fall back on the prequels. And Revenge of the Sith, while not my favorite Star Wars movie of all time, probably is the one I've seen far and away the most. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
And Grievous's backstory is way cooler.
Yeah, I'd agree. I would definitely agree that.
I think Grievous does take this one.
I think so too. I think Grievous moves on, and he wins over Moff Gideon. But damn, it hurts to say goodbye to Moff Gideon, huh?
Yeah, I know.
Ooh, the next one, it's the actual plot of a show.
Yeah, interesting.
Ahsoka Tano versus Admiral Thrawn.
Ahsoka is going for Thrawn's throat. She's gonna win this battle, that's for sure. She's winning this battle, that's for sure. I hope she wins the real one that's coming up.
I'm with you. I'm hoping Ahsoka wins this battle against Thrawn in the upcoming Ahsoka series. And she certainly wins here. The thing is that Thrawn canonically is not as developed as he is in Legends.
True.
And even if he was as developed as he is in Legends, I'd still take Ahsoka Tano over Thrawn. Just because I can't tell you a character or a moment in time that has made me love a character more than when Season 7 Clone Wars was coming out. And those last 8 weeks were all about Ahsoka. You know what I'm saying? And like everyone in the Star Wars fandom, it felt like, for a moment, agreed, yeah, this is the best character. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was outstanding.
It was unanimous. It was just, I don't know. It swept the world. It just took the world by storm. Ahsoka just, she's so cute.
She's outstanding. She's so cute. You know, she's outstanding. She's a badass. They made her a fucking superhero. But yeah. And then with Thrawn, he's only really been in Rebels canonically. He's just not as compelling. But no hate. Hopefully he gets developed more.
1 second, I'm gonna put this on.
I still think Ahsoka's a better character.
Uno segundo. If this is okay.
Bet. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, while he's gone. The next matchup is Mace Windu versus IG-11.
Okay, sorry.
IG-11.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Next episode, next matchup, not as fun.
Yeah, I mean,
Mace Windu versus IG-11.
I love me some IG-11, but he's not coming close to my Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson's that guy. He is that guy.
He said, "I'm gonna be the only one with a purple lightsaber." Okay.
Yeah,
that's me. I don't know. There's not much more to say. Kill Jango, the killer of Jango Fett.
I also think Mace Windu catches more hate than he deserves. There's a lot of people who don't like Mace Windu because he's not supportive of Anakin. He is seemingly antagonistic to Anakin, but I think people fail to realize that he was right.
He was right the whole time.
He was correct. You know, like but that's also part of what created Darth Vader is the fact that Mace Windu doubted him from the beginning. So it's just a vicious cycle.
Mace Windu, I mean, he's pretty accomplished. On the council, master, killed Jango, would have killed Sidious.
Would have.
If Anakin did not step in. Definitely would have killed him. Survived that fall.
Yeah.
If you want to believe it or not. Saved Grogu, actually. As well. So I don't know.
No, I'm with you though. Mace Windu takes it over IG-11. Like we talked about earlier, like with K2SO, the sacrifice helps. It helps IG-11's case. In fact, it's the entire reason he's here.
That's true.
And
would you like some tea?
I love him in The Mandalorian. You know, my manufacturer's protocol dictates. You know, like it's a perfect, and it's voiced by Taika Waititi, which I'm just gonna love every time. And he's a wonderful droid, one of the best droids in Star Wars. And yeah, I mean, he rocks. But again, we're the prequel babies. We love us some Mace Windu.
That's true. I mean, I had his lightsaber as a kid.
So did I. That one that you like pushed down the button and you like flicked it out.
Yep.
That was that shit right there.
Yep.
That was that shit right
Dude, that's a landmine of merchandise that Star Wars has. like a gold
Those do you
mine
think are
or a
just sitting in
gold.
landfills right now
Yeah, there's probably so many. Oh my god.
because they all still exist. But the next matchup, we've got Han Solo versus Sabine Wren. And no wait, Sabine. It's obviously Han Solo.
The guy
That guy.
that responds "I love you" with "I know."
And then I love that was improvised, and that the next movie they were like, well, we're going to make sure to have that in here.
Mm-hmm.
And Han tells Leia, "I love you," and she goes, "I know." And I like and without that callback, that first "I know" scene seems very, very, very shitty. Actually,
Yeah,
like very, very rude. But it is Han Solo's.
but it is Han.
It is Han. That's the thing.
It's very Han.
It's not sweet, but it's Han. You know, it's what you're gonna get from Han fucking Solo. And we're not showing enough love to Alden Ehrenreich Solo here. You know, I think obviously Harrison Ford is Han Solo, but
Harrison Ford doesn't like being Han Solo, though, which I think is hilarious.
Harrison Ford doesn't like fucking anything about Star Wars. It's so funny.
Yeah, I don't know,
but Alden Ehrenreich, however, got the seal of approval from Harrison Ford on his performance of Han Solo, which probably not easy to get, and I think he certainly lived up to it. Like, he was a perfect young Solo for me.
I enjoyed it too. The movie was kind of weird, but his performance was okay. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Sabine Wren, another Rebels character, cool Mandalorian, brief holder of the Darksaber. Really cool in terms of, she loves doing her graffiti and stuff, which I'm really into painting and shit. So I've always liked that about her character. She's a badass with all the Mandalorian gadgets by the end of that series. You know, she's really she gets trained by Bo-Katan and stuff like that. It's a pretty badass little story she's got, but you're not fucking with Han Solo. It's hard. You're hard pressed to find someone who is. You know.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Finn versus Greef Karga. This is tough. I gotta go Finn, but I love me some Greef Karga.
Yeah, I mean Finn's the clear winner, I'd say. But it's just, man, I love Greef Karga. Just kind of the Obi-Wan of the show, the dad joke. I don't know, not really, but it's just,
I get you, though.
Yeah,
I get
the vibe.
The comedic aspects of Greef Karga are the same as the comedic aspects of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But Greef Karga is phenomenal, you know, and I love his little his growth into the character that is the magistrate of Navarro. You know, he's running that planet essentially, which is pretty badass. Coming from being the Bounty Hunters Guild, like I don't know, hit finder. It's like
he's doing pretty well for himself.
He's doing very, very well, and I really enjoy Carl Weathers, but. You know, we dove into Finn's character on that 3-hour special.
Oh yeah.
So I don't want to spoil it for the people who are actually privileged enough to pay for our stuff. So if you want to hear more on our thoughts on Finn, you should go check it out on patreon.com/CoRoBloom. But those reasons are why Finn takes it over Greef Karga here.
Now this next one is interesting.
This is tough. This has the potential to be the largest upset.
It could be.
I don't think
because 3PO is just so annoying.
Yeah. So we've got C-3PO versus Saw Gerrera.
Oh man. I don't know. I mean, if it's the 1v1,
Saw Gerrera's taking that 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
But the fact that this is a 3 seed versus a 14 seed.
Oh.
We've got Saw Gerrera, who tragic origin story, a badass origin story. And then we've got C-3PO, who also a pretty cool story. I don't want to dismiss him of anything.
And I honestly liked him the most in the sequels.
Oh, his performance, especially in The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh my
God. Rise of Skywalker was his movie.
I cried. I actually cried. Like, whenever he was, like, getting a look at my friends for the last time. Like, yeah. Like, I was like, oh, shit. Like, damn. So I guess maybe that puts him above Saw Gerrera.
For me, it does. I mean, 3PO's another one that just has the iconicism factor. You know
That's true.
Saying?
That's true.
Saw Gerrera, while a cool character, doesn't quite fuck with C-3PO.
That's fair. Ooh.
Oh,
the two main characters.
For me, this is the best matchup there is on this.
Ooh.
We've got Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, versus Hunter.
Who wins the 1v1?
I don't know. That's a tough question right there.
Who wins the 1v1?
Din is... I want to say...
I'd say Din.
But I don't know. Hunter's an enhanced clone.
That's true.
And the clones were already badass. It's tough. And then,
oh my god!
And then we've been talking about it week after week on the Bad Batch, just how similar these characters are.
That's true.
Like, I'm hard pressed to find things that really distinctively make them that different, and it's mostly just backstory stuff. You know, the fact that Hunter is a clone versus Din Djarin being raised as a Mandalorian foundling. That's pretty much it. As of now, you know what I'm saying? However,
but Din is Din.
Din is Din, and we have the full emotional arc of Din already on the table. And that's the part that's the most important for me, is that we have seen Din take the helmet off for Grogu, shed a tear for him as he walked off.
And one of the best moments in all of Star Wars history.
If not the best moment in all of Star Wars history. Because let me tell you, ain't a moment in any television or movie ever made me feel the way that scene made me feel, bro.
It's almost making me cry just thinking about it.
It's like no, when Luke boards that shit right there, I remember what?
Oh man, it was devastating.
I haven't felt that sort of excitement since or before, and I haven't felt the sheer pain moments later like I did there.
Oh my god!
Saying goodbye to Grogu.
Just his big eyes too. Just him looking and
I think what we're really getting at here is that Din Djarin is the clear winner over Hunter.
Yeah.
It's nearly moving us to tears just thinking about it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Hunter. Maybe you will move us to tears one day, but haven't. But you haven't yet.
You have not yet. So, another recap. This is the second set of 8 here. We've got Leia Organa over Jar Jar Binks. She'll be facing off with General Grievous, who won over Moff Gideon. We've got Ahsoka Tano over Thrawn, so she'll be facing Mace Windu, who won over IG-11. We've also got Han Solo over Sabine Wren. Therefore, Han Solo will be facing off with Finn, the big shot, who took out Greef Karga. We'll have 3PO facing off with Din Djarin, which will be fun. 3PO over Saw Gerrera and Din Djarin over Hunter. So, next round for this part, Leia versus Grievous, Ahsoka versus Mace, and Solo versus Finn, 3PO versus Din. That's fun. That's a good one right there.
That is a good round. They're getting better.
They are. Back up to the top.
I mean, this one, I'm sorry.
Luke Skywalker versus Duchess Satine.
Duchess, we love you.
Joe, you fought hard for some Duchess Satine there in that 3-hour special.
You know,
sadly, she'll be seeing a swift exit after facing Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, she's not beating Luke Skywalker. I love you, Duchess. Obi-Wan loves you. Maybe. Hypothetically loves you.
Hypothetically. Allegedly.
You're beautiful. You're a great leader. Very peaceful times you led.
And that was the thing about Duchess Satine that made me go, wow, this is an impressive character. To take rule of Mandalore and make it peaceful? That's some power right there. You know what I'm saying?
That's impressive.
That's a ruler who has done something right, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a pretty good standard to base a good ruler off of, I'd say.
And she's phenomenal, but not Luke Skywalker, you know? Like we just said, Luke Skywalker. And what's crazy is as a guy born in 2000, I didn't get to experience brand new Luke Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Old Man Luke. And Old Man Luke, while compelling in some ways, it's not what you expected, or not generally what I would have expected from a future Luke. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with the way it went, and I don't have many complaints. But being able to see the time between 6 and 7 with a prime Luke Skywalker post Return of the Jedi, played by Mark Hamill, in a show about a space cowboy. That shit's idyllic. That shit is idyllic. And he walks off with none other than Grogu? Shows up with R2? I mean, fuck, the greatest scene I've ever seen in Star Wars. As far as I'm, like, in terms of sheer happiness that it brought me, that's the moment. Like, there's no other moment that compares to it in terms of what it's made me feel as a Star Wars fan.
Yeah. I mean, and Old Man Luke could change a lot depending on what Dave Filoni's doing. You know?
Well, yeah, and I don't have so much beef. I don't have so much beef with Old Man Luke at all. I think ultimately Old Man Luke gets his redemption, and that's exactly what you expect from Star Wars, and I like it. But Luke just beats Duchess Satine. He just beats Duchess.
Now,
we got
is Luke's second lightsaber, is Luke's green lightsaber, do you think the Kyber crystal is Qui-Gon Jinn's?
I like to think so. That would be a lot of fun, because the idea is that Luke, in between movies, went to Tatooine, went to Obi-Wan's place, built a new lightsaber, which is why it looks so much like Obi-Wan's from the prequel trilogy. And it's reasonable to believe that there was a Kyber crystal there that was green, and therefore it was Qui-Gon Jinn's. And that'd be a really bad.
Luke's lightsaber looks like a combination of Qui-Gon's and Obi-Wan's. I think he just put the two together to honor Obi-Wan. Like, it was because you crafting your own lightsaber, like, you become a master at that point almost. Like, it's an indirect way, or an unwritten way of saying I'm a master now. And he was honoring his masters, and I just think that's, you know, it's not a confirmed truth, but like, just if it's implied, and like if like that they thought about that is just so cool. I love that.
But next up we got Bo-Katan versus Cassian Andor. And Cassian, another badass part of Rogue One. Bo-Katan, awesome part of Clone Wars and Rebels and The Mandalorian. This one's tough.
I just think Bo-Katan comes out on top.
I do too. As of right now, I think what we have of Bo-Katan stands taller than Cassian Andor.
Even though they're very close in seeding, I really just think Bo-Katan is kind of, I think she just takes this one pretty easily, actually.
Well, here's the thing: is that maybe after Andor, maybe after that series, it's a little different. And I loved him in Rogue One, and I loved Diego Luna, but Bo-Katan, played by Katie Sackhoff, has just been one of the more badass characters in the entire Star Wars universe. So, and the Mandalorians, she's got the Mandalorian card on her. You know, a Mandalorian is automatically cooler. You know what I'm saying? True. It just is. So yeah, for me, I agree. Bo-Katan over Cassian Andor. But for me, not as much, not by as much as it is for you. It sounds like, you know.
Yeah, I just think she's a cooler character. I just love the Darksaber storyline too. I just think it's just super cool and interesting. I love the Darksaber storyline. Just the fact that she's part of it, you know, it's really cool. So, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't got much else to say about that matchup. It's a close one. I could see how it is close. But... Sorry, go ahead.
Next up, we got Maul and Ezra. Another couple that come into contact in Rebels. It's obviously Maul.
Maul's just so cool.
We talked about Maul for another character we discussed a lot on the 3 hour podcast just a little bit ago.
Oh yeah.
And I don't feel like we need to elaborate on this much. It feels comfortable, and a lot of people will agree Maul over Ezra.
Yeah,
Ezra's just cool,
but Maul's Maul.
Maul's Maul, and I hope Ezra gets expanded upon in that Ahsoka series. I hope we see him again, and I hope him and Thrawn, like, because you haven't watched Rebels, right? The idea is that Thrawn and Ezra have been launched into deep space together. They are way, way, way far away.
Oh, wow.
So I'm interested to see if they have formed an alliance or if they have butt heads the entire time. But regardless, they're together. They are together somewhere, or at least once were at the end of
like
Rebels.
A Nebula and Tony Stark sort of thing?
A little bit, yes, sort of like that. I think that would be pretty cool, you know, like that they formed some weird alliance, and that I don't know what would that look like though. Would that mean Thrawn has swayed Ezra a little bit to be like, forget what you've known, or does that mean Thrawn is a little more reasonable now? And either way, I'm not entirely satisfied. So I got to think that somehow they're still in opposition. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how though. So I'm excited to see. But yes, Maul over Ezra. Next, we got Kylo Ren versus the Armorer, and I hate to say it, but I gotta think Kylo Ren takes it.
Hello?
I gotta think Kylo Ren takes it over.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's an interesting matchup, and like I love the Armorer, but she's not Kylo Ren.
Yeah, Kylo Ren's got, like we said, on paper, the ideal Star Wars character, son to Leia and Han, grandson to Darth Vader and Padme, nephew to fucking Luke and Obi-Wan. It's just he's got quite the family around him. Chewbacca, like, it's just, he's growing up in a great, surrounded by a cast of characters that enhances him greatly.
Yeah.
But the Armorer, I hope we see her again. We better see the Armorer.
Alive?
I do. I don't think she got killed on Navarro.
I hope not.
I hope not too. I hope
it would be very nice to see her again. Yeah, I would like to see her again, but I don't think we'll see her again in this tournament, sadly.
Oh no, we certainly will not. Kylo Ren will defeat the Armorer, and we'll move on to Emperor Palpatine versus Fennec Shand.
I'm sorry, Fennec, for you coming in this tournament all, like we forgot about you, and then we put you in, and then you get demolished immediately. I'm sorry, but Palpatine is just a better character. He's responsible for everything we know and love Star Wars.
Yes, he is.
So in a way, he's responsible for you too, and that just puts him above you. So Palpatine is moving on.
Love Fennec Shand though. Love Fennec Shand.
The character design.
Perfect.
The Book of Boba is going to be so good.
Boba. And the rest of the Bad Batch, I gotta think she's kind of a part of it now. You know, like she'll be on their tail, kind of tracking them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be fun. And I look forward to seeing her character hopefully grow to that S tier. You know, A tier, S tier. You know, it'd be nice. But next we got Qui-Gon versus Orson Krennic, and Krennic's a dope villain from Rogue One, but he's not Qui-Gon Jinn.
That's true. It's not a Liam Neeson, you know. I mean,
yeah.
Although Maul did take him down, he's a Jedi Master, you know, and he probably, if he didn't die and he was Anakin's master, I don't think Anakin would have turned to the dark side.
I don't think he would have either, because it's the father figure aspect as opposed to the brother aspect.
It's just what the Force needed, though. The balance.
What the Force needed.
It's crazy to think, you know. We always think what Anakin did was bad and like wasn't good, but what he really did was bring balance.
Ultimately, in the end.
I mean, there were thousands of Jedi to 2 Sith. And then at the end of it, 4 Jedi left. That's pretty balanced to me.
I don't view balance in the Force so much as 2 Jedi, 2 Sith. I view it as no Sith, nothing but Jedi.
That's not balance.
It's
and
not
the yin,
balance
yang,
of good and evil.
And the
it's
yin,
not
yang, the black, the white has a black circle in it. Like there's the evil within the light, and there's the light within the evil, and they need each other to stay balanced. It's just how it is. One cannot grow too large. One cannot take up the entire circle.
I don't know, man. I don't think it sounds bad for a light side to be in complete control of that.
But that's not what George Lucas was going for. He's a big yin-yang man.
So what you're saying is Anakin setting balance was when he became Vader. It wasn't when he killed Palpatine and also died?
Let's just say, pre-Anakin, the universe was not very balanced, but after the universe was through with them, it's pretty freaking balanced to me.
Yeah,
it's a lot more fair.
It's a lot more fair.
He is the chosen one. And there's no question about that. The prophecy was about Anakin, not Luke.
Oh yeah.
Or Rey.
I'm with you.
It's
There.
Anakin.
I'm with you there 100%. But so somehow we ended up there, but that is why Qui-Gon Jinn wins over Orson Krennic.
Yes. That is why Qui-Gon takes it.
But next we got R2-D2 versus Hondo Ohnaka, and not much discussion warranted here. R2-D2 over Hondo Ohnaka. Hondo rocks. Great part of Clone Wars, great part of Rebels, but you're not R2-D2.
R2's got some pretty impressive kills under his belt.
A lot of them too.
And a lot of really cool kills, like was spreading oil and then using his jetpacks to ignite it and
that's just talent.
Dude's a savage. I don't know. R2's freaking a savage.
I respect him immensely, and
gotta move on.
Takes it over Hondo Ohnaka, R2-D2. But next we've got Grogu versus the Second Sister. And Second Sister rocks. Jedi Fallen Order, great part of the game. But Grogu
Thanks for coming out. Yeah, thanks for coming out.
Grogu is the child.
There's kind of a religion around Grogu. Almost.
He is messianic.
He is the second coming of Christ. Actually.
Practically.
So yeah.
I'm gonna make a prediction right now.
Okay.
I think Grogu makes it far deeper in this tournament than any of us think.
Oh, I think he will too.
I'm talking Final Four, potentially winning the thing.
Okay. That is very possible.
It's an early prediction right now.
It is very possible.
But that brings us to the end of that set there. We only have one more after this.
Oh, boy.
We got Luke Skywalker over Duchess Satine. Therefore, Luke Skywalker will be facing Bo-Katan, who took it over Cassian Andor. We got Maul over Ezra, which means Maul will be facing Kylo Ren after he won versus the Armorer. We've got Palpatine versus Qui-Gon Jinn after Palpatine defeated Fennec Shand and Qui-Gon defeated Krennic. We got R2-D2 versus Grogu, which might be the greatest matchup across the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's highly anticipated. That's highly anticipated content on next week's Penny Bloom.
Dude, this next one is good. This last section is good.
I'm going to run that down one more time. Next round, we'll have Luke Skywalker versus Bo-Katan, Maul versus Kylo Ren, Palpatine versus Qui-Gon, and R2-D2 versus Grogu. That's a fucking corner of the bracket. That's lovely. That's lovely.
Damn. Let's get on this last section, baby. Let's do it.
I'm gonna take a big swing with this one.
Really? Okay.
Big swing.
What's that?
We've got Anakin Skywalker versus Wicket the Ewok.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Give me Wicket.
The 1v1, Wicket may win.
I mean,
he's up in the trees. He got the high ground. He get the high ground. Anakin don't do too good against people with the high ground.
Nah, but have you caught that in Empire Strikes Back? When Vader tells Luke, Obi-Wan has taught you well. It was when Luke was standing above him on the steps, therefore having the high ground. But obviously, it's Anakin over Wicket.
I mean, I would love for Wicket to move on, but this one's just a clear cut. Sorry that this is your first matchup, little dude, but
and we've already talked about Anakin quite a bit in our reasoning for Qui-Gon Jinn winning over Orson Krennic, so you get the idea.
Yeah.
But next up, we got Jango Fett versus Savage Opress. That's a fun one, huh?
This is interesting. It's not immediate to me. I am actually kind of leaning more for the upset, if anything.
You're leaning towards the Savage Opress.
Yes. Just because of how dominant that dude was.
And he also served a fucking dope purpose, which was he was this swell for Maul's ego, practically. And he was also a tool to show just how powerful Palpatine actually is.
That's true.
Savage does nothing but fuck shit up until he gets pretty easily dispatched by Palpatine, who is fighting both him and Maul at the same time. It's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive. And Savage Opress, and the fact that his name is Savage Opress, it's like
it's pretty dope.
It's in the name. He's a savage.
I think I'm going to go with Savage here.
However, I like Jango Fett a lot.
I don't know. Oh, hello. You're moving again.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. I'm here. Okay. I was waiting.
I was also waiting. I was waiting patiently. But yeah, so Jango Fett versus Savage. I'm leaning Django.
At the end of the day, I think it is just Django.
I think. And what's interesting too is that his storyline is even improved by the Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he was a Mandalorian foundling is huge for me. Like that's a big one. I liked that detail a lot in the Mandalorian. I want more Jango Fett. I've talked about this on the 3 Hour Special and even on the last episode of the Bad Batch's Patreon special, but we need that gap for him filled between Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. I think it's
we do.
And even if it's an animated series, like an animated series would be fucking dope too. But so give me your final answer. Who do you go, Savage Opress or Jango Fett?
Jango Fett.
I go Jango Fett as well. Next, we got Boba Fett versus Echo. Sorry, Echo.
I'm sorry. Echo, you are cool. You are a pretty cool
I love Echo.
member of the Bad Batch, and you have some cool Clone Wars stuff, but you just don't compare to Boba. I'm sorry, man.
Especially after The Mandalorian.
Yeah,
The Mandalorian propelled Boba to a different tier for me, and then I expect the same of the Book of Boba, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I always loved Boba Fett because, you know, just the pure iconicism of Boba Fett. Empire and Return of the Jedi where he's a little bit of a doof. And at least that's the way he dies. It's interesting to see him. I can't imagine this dude getting poked in the back and falling into a Sarlacc pit anymore. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't know. Or the man that just did it and acted like he was going to get eaten like a Sarlacc knowing he could escape. Oh, no.
Maybe he was just hiding.
Sly dog.
But,
I don't know. I just think, Boba takes it.
Over Echo every time.
I think the next matchup is pretty easy, too. I mean, for me, it's pretty obvious.
For me as well. We've got Padme Amidala versus Chirrut Imwe. And Chirrut, absolutely great character. Rogue One, his storyline in Rogue One is phenomenal. His faith in the Force, we discussed that aspect pretty deeply in our Rogue One discussion in the 3 Hour podcast. It's amazing. It's mesmerizing. And it's definitely one of my favorite aspects of that film. But Padme is Padme. And
Padme's taking the cake.
And even off the
I don't know, this side of the bracket's looking a little already decided, being honest.
This one's pretty one-sided for the rest of the way out.
Until the last one is kind of, I don't know.
That's what's funny is like the last one was full of like decent matchups, and then this one it feels like they're all just like, but they're all taken from the same sort of seating. You know, that's what's wild.
Yeah, I mean this next one, Obi-Wan and Zeb, like
that's Obi-Wan. We don't even need
Obi-Wan's just taking it. Now we got Tarkin and Hera. This one's debatable.
For me, this one is debatable. And for me, I actually genuinely think Hera Syndulla takes this. However, I do understand I will always accept Tarkin as one of the greatest Star Wars villains of all time, simply because of him kicking it off in 1977. The expansion on his character in the Clone Wars and a little bit in Rebels, and then now here in the Bad Batch. It's been cool. However, I love Hera Syndulla. She is my favorite character from Rebels.
I think I'm okay enough to let her win and beat Tarkin. I think I am.
For the second upset of the day?
This would be completely on you because I don't know her character like you, but as of what I've heard of from her, I would definitely let her win. For sure.
I appreciate that.
If you want to go that route.
I will, and that'll piss a couple people off. I'm sure of it.
I'm glad we pissed a couple off. We always got to do that, you know.
You always got to do something.
Yeah,
you always got to throw a wrench in there somewhere. And Hera Syndulla over Grand Moff Tarkin is where I'm going to throw that wrench.
The next one, though, I don't think it's really decisive, or I think it's pretty clear.
While Crosshair is a very compelling character so far in the Bad Batch, we need more expansion on it. While Chewbacca is Chewbacca.
Who wouldn't want a Chewbacca in their life, you know?
I mean, we all need a Chewbacca.
Can't beat him in chess though, or especially space chess.
All the chess. Yeah. That's
can't
not
really
gonna go well for
can't
you.
beat him there.
But Finn and Poe seem to think he cheats, but
I won't call him out for it.
He's 200 years old. Of course, you're better than the game at us.
Old Chewie. Oh, Chewie.
Yeah, Chewie over Crosshair there, and then this one
is interesting.
I think one day could be more of a discussion. Right now, though, Captain Rex takes it over Omega.
Yes.
Omega is a cool character, a very new character. Just 4 episodes of Omega content so far as of this recording. Probably not. Not going to beat Captain Rex.
Yeah. Nah. Rex is taking the cake. And dude, just like that, that's half.
Yeah, that's
We've halved it. We've halved the amount of characters already.
We have halved the amount of characters. We are on to the round of 32 next week. We've I'm gonna run this down again. So going through all the matchups for the round of 32. Vader versus Ventress. Dooku versus Rey. Yoda versus Cal Kestis. Lando versus Poe. Leia versus General Grievous. Ahsoka versus Mace Windu. Han Solo versus Finn. C-3PO versus Din Djarin. Luke versus Bo-Katan. Maul versus Kylo Ren. Palpatine versus Qui-Gon Jinn. R2-D2 versus Grogu.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Anakin
Skywalker versus Jango Fett. Boba Fett versus Padme Amidala. Obi-Wan versus Hera Syndulla. Chewbacca versus Captain Rex.
Oh my God. We got some good matchups next week.
And I'm sure at some point we'll get the Marvel versions in here.
That's true.
I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. We might have to put that one off now that I see how much time this takes.
It does take a little bit more time than you think.
It took a little more time than I'd anticipated. I don't have another day off for a while.
I guess it does go faster and faster the more you get into the tournament. But yeah.
Ah, man.
Wow.
This
there
was
it
fun.
is.
Oh, yeah.
Fun. Totally.
This was the fucking Penny Bloom podcast. This is our Star Wars characters tournament, bitch.
There it is.
I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph motherfucking George. Thank you, homie.
Thank you for having me. It was great doing this. Love that I was productive today.
It was a fucking joy, and I am ecstatic for the future rounds of this tournament. Potentially, we could get others involved if they're down, if they want to hop in here. Maybe get a voting system in with Kyler and Miles, and maybe Kelvin or something. We'll see.
Okay.
But
all right.
If not, we can always fall back on it just being the two of us. Everyone, go to patreon.com/CoRoBloom to hear how we came up with this seating or the seating for this tournament. Arguably deeper discussion on the characters. Definitely deeper discussion on the characters. I mean, 3 hours worth of discussion on all these characters and these movies and these shows. It was a lot of fun. And then we'll certainly be doing the Marvel version of that in the near future. That will also be on Patreon. We've got extended versions of our Bad Batch episodes on Patreon too, which are a ton more fun when you go listen to that as well.
Definitely.
And then follow us on Twitter at Penny Bloom Pod, on Instagram at Penny Bloom Podcast, and fucking peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves.